Yeah, I like my coffee shaken, not stirred. Shaking, not stirred. But you don't know about that. You guys definitely don't know too much about that. Hey, he's making his list. He's checking it twice. He's gonna find out who wants brain chips or not. Elon Musk, he's listening to you. So why not live stream on X2? Why not live stream on X2? Because he hears what we're saying anyway. I know you got an Alexa in your house. Did you know X is built on the AWS platform? I know you got X on your phone more than likely. Like, I'm one of the few people that have literally no social media. No social media. Everything I got is essential on all my phones. I don't got no Facebook, no Instagram, no Twitter. I don't even got YouTube on my phone. I don't even got YouTube on these phones no more. Yeah, the websites work so much better and it don't take up space. It don't randomly download stuff to your phone. It don't put cookies in your device that is real hard to remove. So, I'll do stuff a little bit differently. But we gonna have to get down into business. We gotta get down into business. With or without any money listening. We're gonna get into business. We gotta break down this story. Tell you guys what's going on. First, I'm gonna read off what's trending because trending topics is what keeps us going. But the essence of this live stream, I want to do a deep dive about the facts behind the HighMark Hit. We're not going to show that video. I know there's a bunch of people showing that video online. I don't even want to look at it. I don't want to look at it. I can read the story and get the gist of it. Like, how many times do we got to watch people have their life ended online and just keep looking at, like, you lose yourself a little bit more every time you look at stuff like that. Every time you look at stuff like that. But me, I choose not to indulge. As soon as I open up YouTube, that's the first thing I see. First thing I see, they got the picture with the gore and all that. Like, I don't want this gory stuff no more. I've seen enough gore in my lifetime, guys. I've seen so much in my lifetime. I don't want to see it no more. I'm like from the first generation of people that was online where, like, they didn't blur it out. Where we were watching PS fights and watching World Star and stuff when it was first popular, right? But we got a trending list, a trending tab, they may say. And I don't do the X trending no more because X is all over the place. We can go to Google trending and find out what the majority of the world are saying, and not just people with the base brain bug, aka the base heads. Okay, they got the Intuit, which people are probably trying to find out about the taxes. Here's a breakdown. Intuit, an AI-driven expert platform. Oh, they got AI doing taxes now. Scary. Denny defend the pose. Live updates. I think that's the thing that happened. Yeah, Brian Thompson. They finally found a suspect, the supposed suspect that's not going to tell them nothing. Oracle Corporation, that seems like some more AI type stuff. Bitcoin. Huh. Bitcoin hit 100K. 100K a coin. I'm so mad. Bitcoin hit 100K a coin? I thought it was a scam when they were saying it was $20 a coin. It's definitely a scam now, but some people are winning off that scam. They got the Hawk 2 coin. Blue Cross, Blue Shield. That's got more to do about probably the thing going on with HighMark. The HighMark Hit. And when I tell you who I think is behind it, even though I don't have the evidence yet, I don't know if I should say who I think is behind it, right? But there is one person that's out here trying to take over the majority of social media. There's one person out here talking about, oh, I want to stop the mind virus. There's a woke mind virus. Yeah, I need to defeat the woke mind virus. There's only one person trying to put computer chips in people's heads and make it work with their brains that runs social media platforms that keeps talking about programming a mind virus into people. And I call that the base brain bug. The base brain bug. Or just base heads for short. So, yeah. Definitely a lot of crazy stuff on both sides, but to sit there and call the side of the craziness on the left woke, You're just insulting a word that has a long standing and a lot of books that predate damn near everybody talking about it. I prefer to call it the WJBTQ. WJBTQ. I don't even know if the B belongs in there no more. It's the WJTGTGQ elemental IP, right? Yeah. It's basically, don't call it woke. Don't call it woke. It's just crazy white girls, crazy white dudes, white crazy people, white crazy people. And then on the other side of the white crazy people, you got the base rainbow with the base heads. So you got the rainbow mafia and the base heads, and they going at it or whatever. And you got people like me still sitting here in the center trying to decipher what's going on and figure out what's going on. But I had to coin something for them dudes on the right. I had to coin something for them dudes on the right, because like they'll immediately change their stance on everything in real time in seconds. And I put a video up on breaking the echo chamber, one of these hypocrisies going on where they're talking about Hunter Biden should be in jail for buying weapons and doing blow. And then they start talking about how they like to do blow and watch animals fight. Like, what? In minutes. It's the base rainbow. So if you want to see any base heads or you want to see any rainbow mafia hypocrisy, you can subscribe to Breaking the Echo Chamber. This passion services, it's my web business. It's where I do my graphic designs and stuff. Like, if you guys want to learn how to do stuff like this, for example, change your backgrounds out and everything. I like to just keep it with the green background so I can later on in the editing do stuff or whatever. I'm thinking about putting a desk in front of me and putting something over the desk so I can have a different colored desk as the wall behind me. I'm learning this tech stuff more and more every day, you know. So if you need any tech needs, graphic designs, you need video editing, you can get with Passion Services, also at passionservice.com. We sponsor ourselves on anything. You need up-to-the-minute news, you need a reliable news source, you can go to WTFFN.com. But now I want to break down my opinion, and this is an opinion. What is my opinion on this HighMark case, right? Well, for one, a lot of people talking about this saying, oh, it couldn't have been professional. You got people arguing about the silencer aspect because the dude had a suppressor, because it's not a silencer. There's no such thing as a silencer. It's a suppressor. You can make one with stuff in Home Depot in a matter of an hour, maybe. You buy a drill, buy a pipe, you buy some fucking screw-on things for your weapon. Listen, there's plenty of stuff online to teach you how to do stuff like that. That's not what I'm around here for. I'm here to give you the news and the facts, right? So they're saying, oh, it couldn't have been professional. He was so sloppy about it, right? Yes, the hitter was sloppy. You're not really going to find somebody that's wrapped that tight to run down and pop somebody in broad daylight. So the hitter was sloppy, right? But we got to get into the hit. That hit involved a lot. He escaped on a city bike. Them city bikes are registered to your city bike account. So somehow he had an unregistered city bike account. So after he goes and he dumps on dude in broad daylight, got close enough to him to dump on him in broad daylight, was able to get out of there on a city bike, in an electric city bike with a GPS tracker on it, tracked by the police 24/7. If you guys seen the city bike Karen incident or whatever, where they was fighting over the bike or whatever, and dude said she was trying to take him off the bike had a 15-minute timer or whatever on there, and you already know how that stuff goes, right? You got to bring them bikes back to a docking station every 15 minutes or they'll lock up. You can actually apply for certain jobs on Indeed, and there's certain apps you can do where you just ride around in the van, scooping up the city bikes that got left not on the chargers, and you go and put them on chargers, right? So why can a dude like me and you get an app that shows us where every city bike not on a charger is, so we can take them and put them on a charger and get paid for it? The city bikes, the city scooters, they all have GPS trackers on them. The city bikes, the city scooters, all registered to an account holder. Why couldn't the police shut down that city bike? What was more about it? Who is got enough tech and enough AI and is out here trying to put brain chips in people's heads? There's one man on earth that wants to put a brain chip in people's heads, and he keeps talking about making a brain virus. Oh, he keeps talking about defeating the brain virus. He claims there's a brain virus that needs to be defeated, and he's just always talking about, oh, we gotta defeat the woke mind virus. We gotta defeat the woke mind virus. And that's why he's in the development of his base brain bug. And it's been successful on some people that are less knowledgeable, less educated, can't really see the differential. People that sit there and stare at screens all day or whatever. Like, I went on X for a little bit after Grok got shut down, because I was on X just basically using Grok to find news stories that were going on that was trending, and it was actually kept me on top of a lot of stuff. And then real randomly about a week ago, X stops working properly. And then I gotta go and sit there and manually find this stuff, right? And I kept finding the most hateful, bigoted stances from people completely talking about opposite takes. The same people that's like, oh, we gotta follow the rule of law. We have laws for a reason, right? Oh, you can't do this, you can't do that, right? Or justifying Daniel Penny murdering Jordan Neely. 8 subway stops. The subway train stops about once a minute to 2 minutes. 8 stops, 8 opportunities for somebody to hit the blue button that would notify the police. A little bit crazy. And then this HighMark hit happens. The HighMark hit happened. Why? For one, it's a distraction. It's a distraction because they're about to let Penny off on probation. He's going to be found guilty on all charges, but all charges only carry probation. But now we're all worried about this HighMark case, right? But why did the HighMark CEO get offed? Because there's one person in the world that's running monopolies right now that keeps buying spaceships, social media companies, server industries, electric vehicles, got robots that are shooting 2 cars. If you look around online long enough, you'll see these Tesla robots shooting in the cars. And don't worry about them listening to you. They are. But you should be more worried about if you go on X and you leave them cookies on your phone after you're done using X, it's able to access your microphone and your camera at any time. It's in the terms and services that you signed up for that they keep updating. Anytime they can activate your microphone, anytime they can activate your camera. You think they need the robot to listen to you? You think they need the robot to listen to you? No. They don't need the robot to listen to you. Why would they need the robot to listen to you? You already got X on your phone. Elon Musk has been listening to you for a long time. That's why we're streaming on X right now too. And if you're over there watching us on X, try to break out of your base brain bug. Because y'all got the base brain bug. Y'all a bunch of base heads. The base heads. No? Not base heads like the, well, no, I'm going to say based heads. I'm not saying base heads like smokers, like people that smoke the white stuff or whatever, even though a lot of them do. They either smoking it or they putting it up their nose or other means. But I call them base heads because they're in so much of a struggle to fight the other side and not be woke. They compromise all their principles. Joe Biden puts on a little funny red hat. And they're like, oh, he's base. He's a Republican now, right? He's so conservative because he put on a red hat, because they're trained to look for this red hat. And that red hat is like what activates the base heads with their good feelings. If I put on a red hat right now, if I put on a little goofy red hat right now, this live stream would be popping all over the place. Why? Because the base heads love their red hat, their little goofy red hat. And you can say, I look goofy right now too, but y'all look goofy in that red hat 9 times out of 10. And not many of y'all realize y'all look goofy. Some of y'all put on a red hat and you be trolling, or you just be doing it to have a good time, whatever. You know, it's like a band t-shirt. Sometimes you're going to wear your favorite band t-shirt and you know you look goofy doing it. And the people that don't know they look goofy doing it, I feel bad for you. I feel bad for you. So, we got the base heads. We got Elon Musk. Elon Musk wants to develop his brain chip and be able to put it in people's heads. Wouldn't he need a medical company to do that? Tesla don't do surgeries. Tesla don't put brain chips in people. Tesla doesn't have a big, vast swath of medical facilities at all. At all. So, Yeah, there's that. There's that. I'm not saying that he was behind the hit, but all I'm saying is somebody was able to activate that city bike and make it where the police couldn't deactivate it. I don't know. I don't know. There's only one person I know that's trying to put brain chips in people. Trying to put brain chips in people. Now, why does Elon Musk want a brain chip in your head? You think Elon Musk wants this brain chip in your head to benefit you? You think Elon Musk wants a brain chip in your head to help you out, to help you do anything better? Well, the brain chips ain't got nothing to do with the mark of the beast. The mark of the beast is a little bit different than the brain chips. Elon Musk has been trying to figure out how to use human brains and human DNA for a storage solution. The more brain chips he gets in your head that actually work with your brain, that can read and write into your brain, the more secret files he can store into your head. And basically, instead of us having the internet on servers and websites and all other types of stuff, like, basically, I can break down a little bit, right? This right here is a hard drive. This right here is a computer. When you add the hard drive to the computer and you end up running a server platform, you can create a website. Now, y'all might be like, oh, that's a phone. That's not a computer. This computer right here is more powerful than the computer that had MySpace back in the day. This computer right there is more powerful than the computer that the original Facebook was on. The computer that the original, almost everything y'all dealt with. The original Google was on a computer, not as powerful as that. Cell phones now run circles around server chips from 10 years ago. Especially because 10 years ago, most of these servers actually had 2 to 4 CPUs in there that had the processing power, and it still didn't even equate to what's in your cell phone. So you definitely can have a website on your cell phone. You can have almost anything you want on your cell phone. But there's people that think differently. There's people that's been, and it's not just Elon Musk trying to figure out how to use brains for storage, right? But if he ends up putting the internet in human brains and he's using, you pay for the brain chip, you get the brain chip in your head, right? The brain chip can read and write into your mind, right? He could put a secured file in there that you can't access. And that secured file could do things like host X. He wants to maximize storage solutions. That's why he wants the brain chips. You think the brain chips is for anything else but to benefit him? You think them Tesla cars is for anything else but to benefit him? You think SpaceX is for anything else than to benefit Elon Musk, right? So, we got Dr. Evil out here trying to do these whole little brain chips and all that, sending rockets into space. The only company he don't have yet is a medical company, and somehow somebody escaped the hit on a city bike. Now, do I think the person that paid for the hit, and do I think the people that organized the hit is the same person as the hitter? No. That dude that hit the dude might have got $5 or 10 grand, and the resources to do it with, right? Maybe 50. Anywhere from 5 to 50 grand, right? Said he was sloppy. Of course he's going to be sloppy. He's who takes hits in America? There's not a professional hitman working in America. The only professional hitmen that work in America are located within the CIA. The only professional hitmen in America are located in the CIA. Now, was it a professional hit? It indeed was a professional hit because he got away on a city bike. This city bike has a GPS. This city bike is registered to an account. The city bike can be turned off by the police at any moment. Try to do some crime and escape on a city bike and see how far you get. Trying to do a crime. Listen, right? Man, I'm not even going to tell you what to do. I'm not. Scratch that. Don't do no crimes, especially with a city bike, because you will get caught. You will get caught instantly. That city bike will stop working as soon as the police see you hop on it. You're not getting a block away on a city bike unless there's professional. So the city bike is what tells you it's a professional hit. The city bike is what tells you there's more behind it. Did the person that organized it know the person that shot the person? No, they never do. They never do. They gave some gang a whole bunch of money. Then it got filtered down to the dummy that was willing to go take the hit for 5, 10, 20 grand, whatever he made him feel good. He was like, oh, this will be enough money for my commissary. But we got some other news stories to get into. As always, you guys know how we be doing it. We always got news stories on top of news stories on top of news stories. But all right, number one trending in the past 24 hours is Intuit. Everything's getting more and more AI these days. This is from Yahoo Finance. Intuit AI-driven expert platform redefines tax filing with done-for-you experiences. So instead of you filing your taxes and messing up and getting audited by the IRS, you can pay an AI to file your taxes and mess up and get audited by the IRS. And then you don't be sitting there like, Intuit, mess my taxes up. And they're going to blame it on you for not giving them all the stuff you needed. And they're going to sell you false security, saying that the AI is going to take care of everything. Seamless AI-powered solutions and consumer platform innovations deliver unparalleled ease, confidence, and faster refunds. There's definitely going to be a faster refund. There's also going to be a faster federal indictment. Mountain View, California, December 5th, 2024. Business Wire Intuit, the global financial technology platform that makes Intuit, TurboTax, Credit Karma. I didn't know Intuit had Credit Karma. QuickBooks, and MailChimp. Because Intuit has their own Credit Sesame. That makes sense. That's why I can't get into my... It kept telling me I had a Credit Karma account and I couldn't get into it. I do got a Credit Karma account. It's my Intuit account. They don't let you have more than one account with Intuit. It's registered to your social security number. Okay, and MailChimp. Yo, that's kind of crazy. They got emails registered to your social security number and an AI. That is crazy. Announces tax platform offerings for personal and small business filers. New innovations and seamless integrations across Intuit AI-driven expert platform. Deliver an accurate and personalized done-for-you tax filing experience with speed, guaranteeing maximum refunds, faster extending its efforts to empower taxpayers and beyond. No, if you want your taxes messed up right, go to Intuit, because lots of people get audited using Intuit. Let them intrude on your life a little bit. Download some AI into your phone. Your AI in your phone is going to go into all your bank accounts. It's going to scrape all your data. And it's going to claim to have your taxes done right for you. And it's going to have a disclaimer that you need to double check it yourself. You're not going to read the disclaimer. You're just going to let it file your taxes. And in probably 2 to 4 years, expect the IRS to send you a letter in the mail talking about you owe a couple $100 that you can't account for and you don't have. Denny Defend Purpose. Yeah. That was looking like that was the man. I don't want to look into this too much. Manhunt for United Healthcare CEO, shooter stretches. We're not watching that video. What we're covering, police are looking for the man who fatally shot United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson in Midtown Manhattan. What's up? In Midtown Manhattan, in what they call a targeted attack. It's a lot more than a targeted attack, because let me or you scream at a cop on the subway and think we're going to run away on a city bike. Watch how quick that joint turns off. And if you get away on foot, they got all your information. The fact that it took any amount of time to identify this man and he escaped on a city bike is ridiculous. Law enforcement sources tell CNN that police have searched a hostel where they believe the suspect may be may have been staying. The NYPD, what's that hostile? Is he at one of these little, what's them laws called? He's at one of them things. He's at one of them things. Person of interest wanted for questioning over the illing. The words delay in the pose were found in a live round and a shell casing, law enforcement sources told CNN on Thursday, responding to the earlier ABC News report. Blah, blah, blah. I already broke that down. I already told you there's one dude trying to put brain chips in your head. There's one dude out here buying up every company that he can, and if the company says no, he figures out a way to do it. So 1 + 1 = 2. This is from 2 days ago, yesterday. Oh, that's the Motley Fool. It's going to try to charge us later on down the line, but we can read some stuff from the Motley Fool. Every Oracle stock investor should watch this key number in December. Oracle, which is founded in 1977, and it has participated in almost every technology revolution. Okay, what are they at? They said they're down 87%. I don't know. I don't trust when they try to get. If you want to know how to actually find some good stock tips, go and get on the Motley Fool. Look at everything it tells you to buy, and do the opposite. Because it's called a fool for a reason. I done seen so many stories that everybody online talking about. I invested in everything the Motley Fool told me to do, and I lost all my money. It's called a fool for a reason. So we're got a double story we're going to break into. The Bitcoin surges, but they got the hot Tua coin. You guys are really on this, though? The hot Tua coin, I think this is from The Independent. The Independent better not try to charge us. How do I get that? They always want to send you an ad. All these ads. Haley Welch, better known as the viral hot Tua girl, has faced backlash following the failed launch of her meme coin, Hawk, which crashed by more than 90% just hours after it hit the market. That might actually be a good investment. Usually when everybody's talking about an investment is bad, they're trying to get it low so they can get on it. That's a little meme coin. I'm about to actually look into that. Now, I got like an extra 20 cents in my Robinhood account. Is it down like Dogecoin was? Because I regret selling Dogecoin when I did. But let this hot Tua coin hit like 5 cents. I'll turn my 20 cents into $20 like I did with Doge. Like I did with Doge. Now I'm kind of mad I sold off my Dogecoin because I did not think it would hit 50 cents. These meme coins are like just getting way too high in value. Way too high in value. But it definitely is gambling. Don't, listen, treat meme coins like Dogecoin, like Hot Tua coin, like probably X coin that's soon to be out or whatever. I think Dogecoin is X coin. Treat those all like when you go to the casino, right? Meme coins, matter of fact, all the cryptocurrencies. It's gambling, right? And the more people that gamble, the higher the pot gets and the more it can come out. It's like, treat it like the lottery ticket, right? Don't expect to win nothing off it. Expect to lose the money you put in. Don't put more money into these coins or whatever. But sometimes you get real lucky. Sometimes you get real lucky. This is it from CNBC. What's next for Bitcoin after topping $100,000 according to the charts? But I guarantee as soon as it hit 100,000, it died down because people were waiting for it to hit $100,000 to sell their coins. They want me to spend what? I'm not spending that money to watch that. You want me to spend $60 a month? Yo, they really wanted somebody to spend $60 a month to look at CNBC? So in order to get the full CNBC experience, you got to spend like $200 a month. That's crazy. Now they wonder why all these news companies are failing. Well, just know you can watch WTFFN tell you the same stories every day almost. Probably won't be working on Saturdays for a while or Fridays, but Sunday night, And Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday afternoon, we'll be breaking down these news stories like the news stories that need to be broken down on a regular basis. Crypto stocks see brief surge as Bitcoin tops 100K for the first time after Trump's SEC pick named. Crypto stocks enjoyed a short-lived rally early Thursday on the heels of a push from Bitcoin BTC to a record high of over $100,000. After President-elect Donald Trump said he would nominate crypto-friendly Paul Atkins to lead the U.S. Secretary's Exchange, Coinbase coin stock jumped as much as 5% earlier Thursday before pairing gains. The stock is up more than 90% since the start of 2024. Okay. MicroStrategy, MSTR, a software firm that's the largest corporate investor in Bitcoin. I think that's ran by Kevin O'Leary, dude. I think I heard him talking about that. Has adopted the cryptocurrency as its primary treasury reserve asset. Saw its stock rise over 8% before reversing direction. Bitcoin miner Riot Platforms was up more than 6% earlier Thursday, but was also changed direction. That's because a lot of people are gambling in the stock market, right? And that's one thing you have to know. You ever get into stocks and investing? There's a lot of people that are in there gambling. If you're in there for the long term, you got to pick stuff that you think is long term, and you would treat it like investments in your own business, right? Your business will have good days. Your business will have bad days. Still, every day, everybody needs to get paid. Some businesses, like, okay, say you franchise a McDonald's, right? You still got to put food in there every day. You still got to pay them employees every day. But say nobody comes through your drive-thru on Christmas Eve or Christmas Day or the day after Christmas. You might pick up on New Year's Day. It might make up for all that. You might make all your money on New Year's Day after 2 to 3 weeks of nobody coming through your drive-thru. Why? Because that's how business works. If you run a business, if you're running a business or owning a business or conducting a business, and that's how you got to treat stocks. Some days you have to pay to work. And if you're not ready to pay to work, you're not ready to be a business owner. You're not ready to have a business. That's just how it is. I've been sinking money into passion services and WTFFN since 2018 and really haven't got nowhere at all. Just put it right there. Really haven't got nowhere at all. But guess what? This year I'm going to break that because instead of me getting discouraged like a couple weeks into it or whatever, then, I kind of get back into this around this time every year because they hit me for like $60 a year. They hit me for like $60 a year to have all these useless domains. But I'll make some use out of it. I'm going to make some use out of it this year. Oh, yeah. Bro, why are you saying hello a million times? I was going to say hello back at some point, but I got to do the news stories, bro. I got to clip these joints out. Like, I can't just have the clips when I'm putting this all over on all the other social media. Like, when I put it on Instagram, the little clips, I can't sit the whole live stream like, oh, what's up, Lemon? How you doing, Lemon? How's your day going, Lemon? It's cool. I love that you're in here. You can troll. You can have a good time or whatever, but we are also streaming on like 8 different platforms. We're all over the place, bro. I'll get to you. Matter of fact, I'm going to see if there's anything else other than from Lemon. I don't even know what they're talking about on Twitch. Hey, it's pointless. We got more stories. I said hi back to you, though, Lemon. I said hi at first when you came in. Then I said hi back. Homophone for a winter vegetable. What? That don't make no sense. Lakers versus the Heat. Okay. French government collapsed. This is breaking news from The Guardian. If The Guardian don't try to make us pay to be on here. The Guardian. Emmanuel Macron addresses France after no confidence vote topples Michael Barner Government Live. Macron has said he intends to carry out his full mandate. Now, he's on a mandate right now as president, meaning he would stay on until 2027. Okay. Macron begins address to nation. Macron has began his address. He has started by defending his decision to call snap parliamentary elections this summer. This election resulted in a hung parliament with no party having an overall majority. I like it better that way. We don't need a majority party controlling everything. Because when there's no majority in government, that means everybody has to work together. And when everybody has to work together, that means the laws that get passed are beneficial to us. They have to be. Because that's the only way it's going to work. Against the backdrop, well, then again, a lot of the times, they'll team up to actually pass laws that benefit us in no way, shape, or form. Against the backdrop of political crisis, unions on Thursday called for civil servants, including teachers and air traffic controllers, to strike over cost-cutting measures. Well, they still want to keep cutting crosses because, they just have no means of figuring out nothing right now. The political crisis and Macron's role in setting it off has led some of his opponents to call on him to resign. An interactive poll carried out the broadcaster's RTL hours after Barner's government was toppled by a vote of no confidence suggestion. 64% of respondents wanted the president to step down. What? So how did he get elected? If 64% of y'all don't like him, how did he get elected? Macron, whose mandate is president, he's on a mandate. Mandate is president until 2027, has so far shown no signs of bowing to pressure. I was elected to serve until 2027, and I will fulfill that mandate. He's all about mandates, and I don't know if y'all heard about his wife, but from what I've heard, he's definitely into mandates. He told reporters earlier this week. In tonight's speech, Macron is expected to address France's economic challenges and chart out a path for the future government. The question of who might be in charge has dominated headlines across the country. Any successor to Barner will have the capability of navigating the polarized currents of the county fragment parliament, which will remain unchanged as no new legislation. The elections can be held until at least July. Here's a look at the president's options as we wait for Macron. This is 42 minutes ago. This is breaking news. This is breaking news so much. The big media is just starting to break it. The big media probably don't have no news stories on it, but guess what? WTFFN is breaking news live, and we're doing live news broadcasts before the other guys can. As we wait for Macron to speak, it's worth highlighting that the roots of the crisis stretch back to June when Macron decided to dissolve parliament. He can do that? Wow. So he just threw out the whole government and hold early elections after his centrist forces suffered a humiliating defeat in the European Parliament elections. Always trying to do something funny with me. The results of the French election yielded a divided parliament of 3 roughly equal blocks. They got 3 parties over there? They got 3 parties over there. They is gangbanging harder than we gangbanging over here. We only got 2 main parties. I think they're called the Bloods and the Crips. Oh, no. What are they called? The Republicans and the Democrats. I thought they was the Bloods and the Crips. My bad. I confuse the two all the time because I really don't see the difference. Oh, well, there is one major difference. The Republicans and the Democrats are all adults. They should know better. Most of the Bloods and Crips that are actually out here gangbanging and doing stuff that's crazy in the streets are children. Gangbanging is for kids and teenagers. It's not for adults. The results of the French election yielded a divided parliament, roughly 3. Oh, we already read that. After it emerged as the largest parliament force, the left-wing NFP said it should name the new head of government. Macron rejecting this instead of appointing Barner and giving rise to the Terrendance Alliance of Centrists, center-right MP. Hello and welcome to the blog. One day after France was plunged into the... Hey, I'm not going to keep reading all this. If you want to read this, you can go to The Guardian. And if you don't want to read a bunch of stuff and you want to see some videos about what's going on in the news, you can go to WTFFN, WTF Fake News. I'm debating on wrapping this up right now or not because I got my dogs. My dogs want to go out. I'm probably not going to wrap it up, but I'm thinking of what I can put on here. Let me see. Like I told you, I got another channel called Breaking the Echo Chamber. And we like to break echo chambers over there and make like little funny videos or whatever. Where we break echo chambers, that video has no views yet. It's a pretty long video though, but it has no views. So we're gonna pop that open for you guys.
Why are we making hamsters do drugs and fight each other? I think there's probably... Why are we making hamsters do drugs and fight each other? I think there's why are we making hamsters do drugs and fight...
My bad, I forgot to pause it and everything. I'm gonna pop myself off the screen so you guys can have... As a matter of fact, let me see, do I still got that on here now? Let me see if I still got it on this phone now. How did I get rid of that? Oh, I do, okay. I do. So y'all gonna deal with your former president. Oh, current president. Your current former president. So let me see. We're gonna pop that off, pop that on. Oh, no, hold on, bro. Stop it. Why is this not going on? Okay, pop that off, pop that on. Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Okay. Hello again, Lemon.
Why are we making hamsters do drugs and fight each other? I think there's probably some, like, well, you know, we're wondering what happens to mammals, but it's like, come on. If they were doing that...
Yo, what's up with these, woke, not woke, what is it called?
Any of that's fine.
Hey, you know.
Didn't just start off with everybody talking trash on Hunter Biden?
Why are we making hamsters do drugs and fight each other? I think there's probably some, like, well, you know, we're wondering what happens to mammals, but it's like, come on. If they were doing that, it would be fine, but it's the government doing it. Look, if they live streamed it, it'd be fine.
I don't feel like any of that's fine. Didn't just start off with everybody talking trash on Hunter Biden for doing the same thing?
If they doing that, it would be fine, but it's the government doing it. Look, if they live...
So,
Yeah, check his hard drive. Check that man's hard drive.
Skateboarders that pretend to be Republicans for the internet, son. They got their little podcast going on or whatever. They all about to have a meltdown. So Tim Pool, his little booty buddy, Phil Labonte, are going to melt down with some random dudes that I don't know from the internet. Why? Because Joe Biden pardoned his son. I told you, this week is going to be gold. This week is going to be gold. All good will be brought to the light. Period. So you want to see Tim Pool and Phil Labonte destroy themselves? They're going to self-destruct all over the place. Probably sit there and try to equate what Joe Biden did to a whole bunch of stuff that makes no sense whatsoever. We're going to get into this. You see, we got a nice little long clip from the Kick Griff podcast. So if you enjoy seeing me go after people that got the base brain bug, hey, better hit that little subscribe and all that. Let's get into this, though.
Including but not limited to all offenses charged or prosecuted by special counsel David C. Weiss on docket, blah, blah, blah. Get the point. The interesting thing here is that it's going back 11 years. And, more importantly, when this pardon was...
Hold on. Let me do something. I know I'm not tripping. Did you guys hear that?
Including but not limited to all offenses charged or prosecuted by special counsel David...
Yo, these guys are doing real bad. These guys are doing real bad. You probably got to get on a little paid subscription service or whatever because they can't even afford 9 volts no more. Is there like something going on with the supply chain? Because this is the second conservative podcast I've reviewed in like the last 24, 48 hours that these guys can't afford smoke detector batteries. Like what?
Steve Weiss on docket, blah, blah, blah. You get the point. The interesting thing here is that it's going back 11 years, and more importantly,
let me see if I
when
can
this pardon was
isolate it
issued,
real quick. Let me see. I'm gonna see if I can isolate that joint real quick.
pardon in Moscow and the Burisma in Ukraine. And I'd actually, which many people pointed out, he was free to commit any federal crime he wanted because the pardon was that broad. We have not seen something like this in generations or ever. And it is, I believe it is fair to say, and I stand by my belief in this, that this was the intention is to cover up the international influence peddling, China, Moscow, and the Burisma in Ukraine. And I'd actually go one step further. I normally don't make big assumptions like this, but I actually think the gun charge and the tax charge were intentionally brought about for the purpose of giving Joe Biden plausible deniability when he did pardon Hunter Biden. So we were asking ourselves all throughout the year, like, why are they charging Hunter? I mean, this is Merrick Garland's DOJ. Joe Biden could fire him and say, don't go after my son, how dare you? And the argument was they're using it as an excuse so that when they go after Trump, they can say they're not biased. Sure. I think there's a strong probability that they said, hey, if we lose this election, Trump is coming after us over Ukraine Burisma, and there's nothing we can do about it. What do? Okay, well, we'll issue a pardon for Hunter and his role and what he did at Burisma. Issue a pardon? If the year comes to the end and we say Hunter's pardoned over Burisma, they're going to say, what? What does that mean? You give him a couple light charges that are weird, and then they say, we're going to pardon him for these charges, but make the time frame very broad so it'll cover all of those Burisma-related scandals as well.
I think that, I don't know that I have
I know that timeline is a little bit goofy to me. Like, why do you have a timeline for the pardon for your son? Unless it's going back to the statute of limitations. Because, like, if he knew he had a whole addiction problem, they should have pardoned him for a lot more than that.
a strong conviction as to whether or not the intent of the gun charges and stuff was so that way they could get a broader blanket immunity. But I think it is
excuse for a pardon.
Yeah, I don't know that I have a take on that, but I mean, it's possible, but I don't have any kind of inclination for or against that. But that being besides the point, it is clear that this is about more than just the gun and tax charges, because there's no reason to go back.
Yeah, I think I hear a second one beeping in the background. Yo, all the smoke detectors is going. I gotta check mine tonight to make sure everything's cool with mine.
I forgot to check my smoke detector. Let me see
I
if
would
I
like
can
to
check
see
it real
Congress
quick.
subpoena Hunter Biden now, because he's no longer protected by the Fifth Amendment. So he would have to actually answer any questions. He can no longer say, I stand on the Fifth Amendment. So if there is,
That don't make no sense. That don't make no sense. You're talking about
Oh,
because
mine's
he got
good.
pardoned now, he does not have the right to remain silent. I thought like you're all for rights. You're all for family. You're all like, I thought he's like a big time conservative type dude. Why is y'all hating on this man pardoning his son? He didn't pardon himself. You gonna lock him up? And you guys can figure out how to, like, you have to impeach him.
Hey,
first.
old dog, you want to go outside, bro?
We've been through this with the last dude. Can we tone this down? Can we slow down before everybody falls off the
like a
cliff?
mid-roll.
Definitely got that bass Bravo.
anything that is that's violated the law that either I believe his uncle has done or that his dad has done, he would be obligated to discuss it or talk about it. You couldn't say, I refuse to comment on this because it could be so.
Yeah, but
that would be nice.
I've heard that, but I mean, it's kind of strange because that means this pardon covers every single potential crime he could have committed, meaning he has testified to any of the weirdest things he may have done completely outside of any of these scandals. That seems weird to me.
It does, but you could start. I mean, the thing is, the laptop has a lot of information, and I personally don't know all the stuff.
But I mean, this means that he's been pardoned for anything.
You look at that laptop. You always post the stuff from that laptop. That's where I like another thing that had me get off of Twitter. Like, they're going crazy on that song. And yeah, you might be watching this on Twitter, but there's ways to post on Twitter without logging in because you guys are going insane. You guys are going insane.
Federal sex trafficking. Yeah, we got a lot of weird stuff on that laptop. I don't know what you guys think.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you, I think the majority of us in this room, the reason we're upset about it is because the Democrats as a whole, I mean, you shared a video of this, of them literally talking for 9 minutes. Your video was hysterical, just set up. But no one really has a problem with a father pardoning his son, saying, I'm going to defend my son. The issue that we have with this is that he said he was not going to do it. He lied directly to the American people. There's many articles that are out right now saying that it was always talked about in private that this was on the table. And so we knew that he was lying.
Why is this an issue, though? You guys are trying to make an issue out of something that's not there. Why? Why are you making this an issue?
In the wholesale, but this is something we took.
No, I agree with the line part, but I actually disagree. He's a father pardoning his son. There's 2 reasons why I would disagree he should not have pardoned his son. And I'll throw it to Matt Walsh, who made the point almost immediately. It's one thing to protect your son because you don't want him to go to prison, but it's another thing to enable your son to be a bad guy who's creating shell corporations or whatever he's accused of doing to buy guys' taxes. You're not actually helping your son if you keep bailing him out of all the horrible things he does. But I think he should have got the pardon because I wanted to see him challenge the gun charge to the Supreme Court to get it thrown out. That they're charging him for self-incriminating on a Nix form.
So when I'm looking at this, you have to also consider that he waited until this point and said for this long he was not going to pardon his son because they threw every wrench in the system that they possibly could for an extended period of time. They stopped this from getting prosecuted in Washington, D.C. They stopped it from getting prosecuted in Florida. Every step of the way, I think he truly walked out there for a period of time and said, I will not pardon my son. And the reason is because he thought that he could use that leverage of power from his position as president to stop the process. And so once Donald Trump won, then all the floodgates were going to open up against Hunter Biden. And just remember what they did to Donald Trump. I mean, they sent Miami SWAT to his front door because he had allegedly documents in his building. I mean, to the rest of the presidents and vice presidents, NARA, the National Archives Records Administration, basically issued a casting call. Said, check between your couch cushions and make sure you don't have any classified documents like H.W. Bush was going to find something from Saddam Hussein in his chest of drawers, right? But instead, they send all of the police and, basically raid Mar-a-Lago over allegedly having documents. And in addition to that, continue to throw lawfare after lawfare against him through the Merrick Garland.
They definitely did find them documents, though. They definitely did find them documents, right? Now, it's a president with classified documents. I don't think that's a big deal, but they did find them documents. And then they found documents next to a Corvette or something.
Department of Justice. And so once Trump wins, they realize we're no longer going to be able to use the wheels of our justice to our advantage, and it's completely off the table now. So he might have gone out there 4 months saying, I will not pardon my son, because he thought he could use his position of power to his family's advantage.
It's possible that they didn't think they would lose.
Listen, Tim Cass, can y'all fix y'all fucking smoke detector? Like, real shit. Fix that fucking smoke detector. This is getting a little cuckoo over here. Why does this smoke detector keep beeping and beeping and beeping and beeping and beeping? Do you guys know how to fix a smoke detector? You guys know how to replace a battery? I know you can't replace a graphics card, but like, man, maybe they're broke. Maybe they're just broke.
I didn't think they were going to lose.
No, I mean, there was probably, especially.
Trump was gone.
But did you see the story that Kamala's internals always had her behind Donald Trump? They knew she was.
Was he making comments about not pardoning Hunter before Kamala?
That's the thing. Before he got swapped out.
I think that he was under the impression he thought that he was going to be the guy, and I think that the reason that he was behaving the way he did is because he believed that he was going to beat Donald Trump. He's like, I'm the only guy that's beating Donald Trump. There's no one else that apparently is going to. I'm the guy that the Democrats have chosen to run. So he made all the he was making all the moves as if he was going to be it was going to be Donald Trump versus Joe Biden, and then the debate just threw a wrench in the works, and they had to make a change.
Yeah, absolutely. And then also the statement that he made saying that very few people are ever charged for falsifying a record on a gun buying thing. Obviously, these people have never dealt with the ATF. They've never dealt with trying to run a gun shop or anything. The ATF is so out of control.
Nah, you guys are lying. Because, like, from the video yesterday, we had that other grifter dude, Crowder, and he was sitting there talking about the form or whatever and doing the visible test. Well, he clearly had alcohol on the table next to a weapon.
The Department of Justice is out of control. I know several people, and I mean, like when you're filling out these gun forms, you go over them very carefully. Because if you mess them up, you're going to you might go to jail. You also lose all your guns for a period of 180 days. It's absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah. So I do think that that the intent was to set the stage for a second Biden administration. I don't think that it was about I don't think that they believed that they were gonna lose. I think that they believed that all of the years of 4 years of 8 years of Donald Trump's the baddest man in the world, the orange man bad, and et cetera, et cetera. I think they believed that they were gonna win. I think they probably were believing the internal polling saying that Donald Trump wasn't going to be able to beat Joe Biden, and I think that it came up and it bit him in the ass.
And also, you really got to think about when Joe Biden came up through the ranks in politics. In his mind, he had everything going for him that he needed to have. He had all of the Hollywood elites. He had all of the media companies on his side. He was trashing them through earned media, and he really thought, I think he was going to win. I legitimately don't believe that Joe Biden knew he was out of the race until it was announced on the news. I don't.
Right, I agree. Yeah, that letter.
Yeah, he definitely didn't know he was out of the race until he was out of the race. We all know that. I wonder if Joe even knows he's out of the race yet, though. Joe might have thought he won the election. Can we let Joe live in his little special world he's creating for himself?
That was posted on his ex. I don't think he wrote. I think
No.
They probably kept telling him to bow out, and he said no. That week he said, I'm not going to do it. Then this letter appears on his Twitter account being like, yeah, I'm out. I don't think he wrote or knew about it. So let me show you this. We had this viral video. 9 minutes of Democrats and liberal media saying that Joe would never pardon his son. And this morning, I was thinking 9 minutes is too long. I don't want to watch 9 minutes of these people. Like, it's bad enough I got to watch 1 minute of them. So I decided I would make my own edit of it, where every time they say it, it speeds up and exponentially increases in speed until it's incomprehensible shrieking, which, to be fair, is already the case. But I will play a little bit just so you can hear it. And this is not about me making a joke. It's about what.
Yeah, I'm not trying to hear this for too long. And then with the smoke detector going on in the background, like, are you guys trying to lose subscribers? Probably.
Understanding the media and how they responded to Joe saying he would not issue this pardon.
Before family.
I said I abide by the jury decision, and I'll do that, and I'll not pardon him.
Letting the world know that he will not wipe away the decision of 12 of his son's peers.
Was asked directly, and he has said he wouldn't pardon his son if he gets convicted.
Let's wait and see what happens if he loses.
Yeah, but he said it. He's going to get pardoned by his dad. There's no question about that. The president has ruled out pardoning his son. Major commitment on the president. It's the outcome of the trial, and also pardon his son.
You can get the point. And then if you want to watch the.
Yeah, that's way too much. So they just got hours of him talking about, I'm not going to pardon Hunter. I'm not going to. If he didn't pardon Hunter, he'd have been a horrible father. It's already a horrible president.
But it eventually turns into this. No, in all seriousness, 9 minutes was too long for me to listen to. Now, here's why.
Far more intelligent than the normal speaker.
And that is true. And I'd rather just hear that. But here's why it's interesting. The story from the Daily Wire. Pardoning Hunter was on the table when Joe Biden said he wouldn't. Biden publicly said he wouldn't pardon his son, but privately discussed doing just that. Now they're trying to make the claim that it was Jill Biden who pressured Joe into doing it. It's all lies.
Oh, yeah, more than likely. It's all lies. But they're politicians. When don't they lie?
This story, according to a Sunday report from NBC News, during the same period when Joe was saying we will not do it publicly and on TV, and everyone in the media was acting like they believed him, they say, quote, the president had discussed pardoning his son with some of his closest aides, at least since Hunter Biden's conviction in June, said 2 people with direct knowledge of the discussions about the matter. They said it was decided at the time that he would publicly say he would not pardon his son, even though doing so remained on the table. Chris Wallace was right. It's that he was saying, if I lose, I'll pardon him. If not, I won't. And then he would have the DOJ do something, or probably would have pardoned him no matter what. The fact is, the media are not smart people. We know they're not smart people. And I have to imagine some of them at least know for sure they're lying. I absolutely think so. I think most of you do too. When they're sitting there saying, well, look, he said he's not going to do it. And then they act surprised that behind the scenes, he was saying he'd do it all the time.
I think this is an Occam's razor type situation where the
But how often do you know you're lying? Like, you seem to lie all the time. All the time.
It's the explanation is really what's going on. Joe Biden was always going to pardon Hunter Biden. Well, originally he was going for the sweetheart plea deal that the judge had to throw out. The judge who was ruling in that case had to throw out because he thought it was so ridiculous because it also included that part where he couldn't be convicted for any other crime that he committed in the past decade or so. So I really think that's the situation there, and they couldn't have done it sooner because of the election and the politics involved with that. So it's really as simple as that. Hunter was never going to
Who is this dude? Why does he talk so fast? That's crazy, yo. He probably talked faster than Twister. Who is he?
go to jail. He was either going to get a sweetheart deal or Joe Biden was going to pardon him, and that's what ended up happening. Joe Biden and Hunter Biden are very close. They talk every day. Let's not forget Thanksgiving.
What's up this dude in the background sitting there all quiet looking mean? That's probably how I'd be if I was there for my first time. I'd probably be sitting in the corner looking all mean like, well, what do you guys have me doing? Where am I at? This is like weird. This weird purple room I'm in.
Just happened. I'm sure they were talking about this over Thanksgiving dinner. When Joe Biden was thinking about dropping out, Hunter Biden was one of his close confidants for whatever reason. So we need to understand how close they are.
And I want to stress this too. For someone in the chat asked, can you pardon someone for crimes they haven't yet committed? Yes. What my understanding right now is it's not been challenged, but this is what they just did.
Well, it's the closest thing to a purge we've ever had in the United States. Hunter Biden can go out and do whatever the heck he wants to this evening. As long as it's a federal crime, he's good. As long as it's a federal crime.
So in D.C., he can do whatever he
What's
wants.
up,
He can't run a stoplight, but he can shoot somebody in the middle of Third Avenue.
In D.C., it's all federal.
It's all federal.
Yeah. And he's just driving around D.C. doing who knows what.
I think the biggest point that we all need to take away from this is to just realize how complicit the media has been, how outrageously and aggressively the President of the United States lied to you. It's just another lesson that you do not hate these people enough. These people will lie to you at every single turn. They will never be honest with you. And at the end of the day, these people hate you. They think that you're a childish. They think they need to hold your hand throughout everything, and that they are your elites. And that's what.
Welcome to politics, buddy. Welcome to politics, but you don't really see that if you have it on both these sides. And what's up with this half America, half British shirt you got on? Like, what? This dude set tripping like crazy, pretending to be a conservative with purple hair.
There's a two-tier system of justice. And the media is not pissed off that Hunter Biden was pardoned. They're pissed off that now we get compilations like this of them defending the president and saying that he said he would not pardon them. And this is like the third or fourth time in the last few weeks that something like this has happened, a complete 180 reversal. I just remember Joe Biden saying, I am not stepping down. And so the media gets their talking points and they go out there and say, he is not going to step down. And then it happens. And now it's this Hunter Biden thing. There's like two other examples. And now they're just angry at him. They can't even defend it anymore.
Let's jump into
Joe Biden is sharp as a tack. We were hearing that for
Yeah.
We got the story from the Daily Mail.
Yeah, it's hilarious. Anybody that thinks Joe Biden is sharp, I can sell you this man's whole studio that we're watching right now, and I'll sell it to you for $2.50. $2.50.
Special prosecutor slams Hunter Biden's bid to dismiss his indictment after Dad Joe's pardon. This is wild. Because what the DOJ is basically saying is, we've seen no pardon. We've heard media reports there's a pardon, but until we get the actual filing, you can't dismiss these charges. Now, some are saying this is just, it's going through the motions, it's making it look like there's a battle. But what I will add to this, which I find very fascinating, is how this backfires. I think the Democrats, Joe Biden, understands there will be some blowback from this in some ways, but they have no choice. They lost the election. Hunter's in trouble. The Burisma scandal stuff is going to come out with Cash Patel coming in. And so the issue now for Joe is that he basically just said the DOJ is corrupt, targeting my son for political reasons. And my response to that is, wow, Joe, I can't believe the DOJ is corrupt and engaging in this political lawfare.
Yeah, you guys didn't realize that the police and the whole system was corrupt. Are you guys just realizing this now? Is everybody starting to wake up? Because it don't seem like it. When I see everybody online having a fit that Hunter Biden got pardoned by his father, when I see everybody sitting here flipping out talking about dude on the subway in New York was a hero. What? Hey, grip harder.
Trump has been saying something similar. I guess this proves it. I guess this proves it. I really do. And
Yo, why Tim got an L on home? He had a whole L on his microphone. He had a whole L on his microphone.
this is something that I think is going to give Donald Trump a lot of ammunition. And now is the former outgoing president, who is a hardcore Democrat, who's been one of the most liberal presidents we've ever had, is now saying the DOJ is corrupt to its core, which is something, a talking point all of MAGA has been saying for the last 8 years. And I think this gives us a lot of.
But there was always something that you would hear on the left side, right? That's why, like, a lot of guys don't realize a lot of them ultra left grifters that was out there talking about they hated Bush or whatever. And the main reason why they was hating on Bush was because Bush Sr. appointed Clarence Thomas. They left when Barack Obama took over their party, and I'm like, we're not gonna do this no more. We're going to the other side. You guys see what's going on? You see what's going on? You see how pale this roof is?
Ammunition to now be able to say, hey, we need to burn this institution to the ground.
Behold the pale white room. The Griff Flip podcast.
I'm going to rebuild something that values the constitutional rule of law.
Yeah, it's worth mentioning this is the Merrick Garland Department of Justice. This isn't any Trump loyalist really bringing these charges.
It's Merrick Garland, the lapdog of Joe Biden.
And remember, they didn't just lose the election, they have lost their blue wall of bureaucracy in D.C. The number of lawyers within the Department of Justice that are writing their resignation letters,
I tried to turn down that smoke detector. That's about as low as I could get it to go. He gotta fix his battery. It's definitely crazy. Maybe you guys should subscribe to his whatever you got going on. They always got their little after shows so they can be extra racist on.
second, right now, is astronomical. I think that once we get somebody in that Department of Justice that actually is going to enforce the rule of law and go after the lawfare that has been going after Donald Trump for so long, they're going to have an enormous amount of applications that pour into that agency, because it's just there's an article right now, I saw it in Politico, that D.C. residents are concerned about their property values going down because of the sheer amount of bureaucrats and government workers that are going to be fired and leaving Washington, D.C. It is going to be that effective.
There should be a fire sale on.
That's funny. That's funny. They don't want their property values to go down, though? Okay. Okay, you're mad people gonna be able to afford to buy a house again. Okay. I don't think people should live in D.C. anyway. D.C. was supposed to be like a place for government to have in it. So when you live in D.C., you don't get the same voting rights as the rest of the country. Did you know that?
Beautiful houses in Langley and all the surrounding areas.
I'm stacking up cash. I'm ready to move.
There are some absolutely beautiful properties, and there should be, I mean, never mind what they're actually going to cut and get rid of, but the idea of getting departments out of Washington is a great idea as well. Get them out into different parts of the country, get them away from D.C., so that way you do not have a unified political opinion. 96% of the people in D.C. voted for Kamala Harris, for someone that is absolutely unqualified, and they did it only because they're ideologically aligned. So that right there is a massive problem. The entire...
You do know that there's like a federal building in every city in America. Even the smaller cities have federal buildings. I don't think I've ever been anywhere that didn't have a federal courthouse. You think that everybody gets federally indicted got to go to D.C. to stand trial? What? Listen, they got a whole underground federal penitentiary across the street from the Gallery Mall in Philadelphia. I heard there's another underground thing where some dude named Jeffrey, something happened to him, and then this dude named Sean's in there right now. There's federal detention centers and federal courthouses all over the country. There's federal agents all over the country. Are you telling me you're not supposed to have a home base, a place where they do everything at?
Your bureaucracy needs to be cut up, even if you're not actually able to do the kind of significant, cabinet level cuts that I would personally like to see. Move them. Get them out of there. Get them out of D.C. Get them out. There's a whole big country out there. You can send them all over the place. Denver's gorgeous. You can send them all over.
And they already do. They already do. They go to D.C. to get trained. Are you slow? Do you not know what goes on in the world? Do you not know how this world works? Yeah, that's their home base. So all you want to do is move the home base somewhere different. That sounds more like they're trying to hide them a little bit more. Trying to hide what's going on a little bit more.
Not only can you send them all over the country, you can send them to places where it makes sense, where the staffing is people that understand it. Why would the Department of Agriculture not be in Kansas, in the center of all of these cornfields?
Iowa's great.
Iowa's phenomenal. Where people who, they said, I just sold my farm, my children are taking over. Let's now have someone who's been a farmer for 70 years. I know a bajillion farmers down, Whitworth Farms. You've got.
That's actually legit. That makes some sense. A little bit of sense. That part. But still, why wouldn't the top FBI base be in D.C.? You want them to not be in a place where the president can tell what's going on?
Alfie Oaks down in Florida. Go ahead and send it down there in the Sunshine State. These people will be taking care of all the agricultural stuff.
Send BLM to Reno.
It's also worth noting that
He's always being racist. You hear that anti-Semitism out of Philibante? He's definitely an anti-Semitic grifter.
when you pointed out like 90% of DC voted for Kamala, we've had generation after generation of Republican staffers and congressmen go and live and vote in Washington, D.C. And the way that town is structured is that you have to kiss up to the lobbyists and the special interests while you are either elected to Capitol Hill or working on Capitol Hill as a staffer, or else your career goes nowhere. If you don't actually build out your relationships with K Street, then you're not going to advance to these cushy jobs. And so we put Republicans in office who sit there long enough and realize they can get very comfortable showing up to all the swanky dinners and just capitulating to the special interests. Then they get their $500,000 a year position at K Street in these lobbying firms, and they slowly become a Democrat. Very few people go up there to change that town. And you know this better than anybody else, that if you go up there and start trying to actually change the city systematically, then you're going to be basically just humiliated as much as possible. You're going to be vilified. You're going to be lied about, all these different things.
Look at Trump in his first term.
Yeah.
He wasn't even doing anything that ridiculous. I mean, when you look at the people he chose for his cabinet the first time around, a lot of people groaned. A lot of populists, a lot of libertarians were like, Bolton is a great example. And they still tried to destroy him and accuse him of being a traitor to this country, working for Russia, and dare I say it on MSNBC, the Soviet Union, which doesn't exist, but these people were accused of being smart.
And well,
You know, ain't none of y'all smart for real. Ain't none of y'all smart for real. And you can tell by most of this conversation that you guys really think there's not FBI agents in every state. You don't think these agencies operate all over the country. You think they like drive or fly out to California from DC every day? I never flew to California, and I know that's not possible.
if I was to jump in, the reason why people hated Donald Trump in Washington so much is because he messed up people's long-term career plans. And I'm sure everyone at the table understands this. But in Washington, D.C., you've got to think people's career spans are only about 20 years. So normally, you're going to work on Capitol Hill for about 10 years, might become a deputy chief of staff, maybe a chief of staff. But then you're going to go spend 2 years on K Street, and you're going to understand what some lobbying company wants you to do. And then you're going to say, oh, because I care so much about this country, I'm going to go back into the government. But really, you are secretly working for K Street still. You will then come in as a chief of staff. You will direct, because the majority of congressmen literally just are handed their vote cards. They have no idea what they're voting on. They're going to go there, and so all your chief of staff is running it. I mean, literally, your staff is policy. And so then you're going to go put...
Yeah, and that's why if I had any say in what's going on, I would pass a law where all bills have to be done in one page. You know? All bills need to be no larger than the size of the Bill of Rights. If you can't sit down and read that bill in 15 minutes, that bill should not be even on the desk.
The interest of whatever lobbying group you worked for last time. So then when you leave in 6 years, for the last 3 years of your career on Capitol Hill, you will then be a senior partner of one of these K Street firms, and you will make $400,000 or $500,000 a year, and that is people's entire retirement plan. So when Donald Trump came in and wanted to import a lot of the low-level staffers, it messed up a lot of people's opportunities to go and make these opportunities for these K Street lobbying firms, and that is why people hate him so much inside the city.
That's the big problem is the bureaucracy and the fact that the politicians are actually removed from the people that from the people that can actually have repercussions on them. So the people that are making the decisions and the people that are actually making policy and stuff like that, it's people that can't be fired or that can't be booted by the electorate. It's people that are bureaucrats and stuff. So if the people are unhappy with the politician may not get elected. But the people that are working on K Street, like you said, the lobbyists, they're all the same people, and they're going to find another person to work for. And it doesn't matter if it was this guy or that guy, they're going to be doing the exact same job, and that's why people can change.
Yeah, because most people show up to work and not work. Like, they'll show up to work on a podcast, probably getting paid at least $50K a year or better. But nobody knows whose job it is to change the smoke detector battery.
People can elect new politicians, but essentially the same things that were happening before continue to go on. The policy actually doesn't change, and it's necessary to make the kind of cuts that Donald Trump is talking about. And I love the fact that Donald Trump is talking about this, but I don't care if it's Donald Trump. I was a libertarian. I'm a very libertarian kind of guy. So if it was a libertarian that got in there, if Rand Paul was the guy doing it.
Why are you frauding like you a conservative? This dude be frauding like he a Republican and flip around and say he a libertarian. Okay. So some of the truth starting to come out on your Kick Griff podcast? Are you about to destroy yourself again? This dude is like correcting himself in real time. You lie so much that within a 20-minute clip of me talking, you gotta lie and take a whole different stance on what you just said minutes ago?
I'd be backing Rand Paul or Mike Lee or anyone with that kind of interest to actually make real cuts to the government, to make real changes, to put the power back into the hands of the electorate, back into the hands of the people. Because right now, it's all in a bureaucracy.
Yeah,
Rand Paul helps you out a lot.
Oh, Rand Paul did help me out.
That's why I love the House way more than the Senate, because you stay up there for 6 years, you solidify incumbency, and the American people have a very short memory.
They do indeed. But Rand Paul's a phenomenal guy. I love him. But I do got to give a big shout out to Donald Trump for going for the Libertarians. He was going to, when he went to the Libertarian conference, I thought that was a masterful move.
He went and asked.
Yeah, he went and asked. It was a very humble thing to do, and I really appreciate
You know, this is regular stuff going on over here on WTFFN. This is from our YouTube channel, Breaking the Echo Chamber, though.
But this dude on
Here's something that's been going on since the election money dried up. People stopped watching political content. A lot of these conservative dudes can't afford no smoke detector gas. I'm trying to figure out why, yo. First, they was doing a video with Joy Reid in it, and the smoke detector battery kept going off in the Crowder studio. And then, like a week later, I go back and check in. His smoke detector battery still going off like crazy. It was like Tim Pool lost a smoke detector battery.
Also, he paired us some Vivek Ramaswamy talking points, because for so long we've all said, well, this is the largest
You'd be
union.
so hypocritical. Because right now,
but Vivek had a very great point. The only way to do it is to do mass layoffs of the federal government for fiscal reasons. And then you
we want to get to the juicy part, right? I'm going to fast forward through this a little bit. We want to get into the juicy part, because these idiots on here, right?
I don't think the government, when the government shuts.
Wow, you know what? I support Florida Highway Patrol more than any.
He supports Florida Highway Patrol.
The 9,000 freaking analysts that work at every single agency, those are the people. I mean, when we look at a bunch of Trump's cabinet, nope.
I'm trying to get to the part where they start talking about, man, and the reason why this video is so long, right? Because they go on this whole rant talking about Joe Biden, how Hunter's son's a crackhead and stuff, and not even 30 minutes, not even 20 minutes later, they're on here.
Let's get back to listening to the baseheads talk, though.
How are we gonna?
Base brain bug waves. They got that base brain. They got that base brain bug. Baseheads.
Oh, my God. We're going to Columbia, and we're gonna find out. What's gonna happen?
No, but this is actually.
No, hold on.
He just said, "I'm a."
I will.
Yeah. Okay, we had the part. We had the part I wanted to play. I had to office a lot, so.
They start talking about
Cocaine and put him in a fighting ring.
That's funny. I just called them baseheads and they start talking about They start talking about Timmy, get that
I will personally fund it. I don't just want a percentage of my taxes.
I didn't want to interrupt you.
You heard them? They all got so excited.
I literally fell asleep listening to this last night trying to do the review. And next thing I know, they get all hyped and it wakes me back up because they start talking about doing live.
We're going to Columbia, and we're gonna find out. What's gonna happen?
No, but this is actually.
That's like, I just woke up listening to them talk. I started falling asleep. And they said they're like, we are drifting and we are talking real low and we're feeling some type of way.
So monotone, put you to sleep. That's why he gets so many views. You fall asleep watching dude.
There was no life in that room until they started about snorting lines.
Was one of the studies they were like, why are we making hamsters do drugs and fight each other? And there's probably some like, well, we're wondering what happens to mammals, but it's like, come on.
If they were teenagers doing that, it would be fine. But it's the government doing it.
Look, if they live streamed it, it'd be fine.
Now, hold on, right? How you gonna say it's okay for teenagers to be doing blow, though? It's okay for teenagers to do coke? What? Do you hear the hypocrisy out of these dudes?
I don't feel like any of that's fine. I don't feel like doing anything up your nose is fine. Giving it to animals is not fine. You guys being in a room doing it is not fine.
Like, I didn't peep it until I was editing it, right? That is like one of the wildest things I ever heard. So this dude on here is talking about, oh, let's just give the coke to the kids and not give the... What? Are you serious? Are you serious? But like I said, I fell asleep until they started getting all excited and stuff. I know if you seen me like in the video, I stopped talking for a little bit. I fell asleep watching them. I fell asleep watching this Basehead podcast.
Hold on. Didn't you just start off with everybody talking trash on Hunter Biden for doing the same thing? Aren't they just talking about Hunter Biden being a basehead? And now, like, they just animated. They came back to life talking about playing with their nose.
They do it in private. Like, they don't get us in return.
At my deck, I want to be sitting front row. I want Dana White announcing it, and I want to hear which hamster is going in.
Now, there have been some people pointed out that some of the...
They all went along. They is some baseheads.
And we're going to leave it at that. I want to get some more of these trends for you guys, right? I'm wondering, do you guys prefer looking at DJT or whatever his name is, or do you guys prefer looking at me? Because we can do this both ways. It really don't affect me that much, per se. Per se. Pro se, per se, pro se. Yeah, we're going to get the recent trends. I want to see what's trending in the past 4 hours, especially with this being the second half of the show. Woo! We got a tsunami warning. We got a tsunami warning. I left the camera on this whole time, too. Damn. We got a tsunami warning, guys. I got a tsunami warning for you guys. What's up, Chef? How you doing today, Chef? This is one of the top trending story in the past 4 hours. 50 minutes ago. Northern California, Oregon coast. Well, no. Oregon coast under tsunami warning after major earthquake. What? A powerful 7.0 earthquake was recorded about 60 miles off the shore of Ferndale, California, according to the U.S. Geographical Survey. A tsunami warning is in effect from Davenport, California to South Florence, Oregon. People in the coastal areas should move to higher ground. So if you're in California and you're anywhere near the coast at this moment, you're going to want to get to higher ground right now. Get to the higher ground. Get to the high ground. Get to the higher ground. Get up higher in the air. San Francisco, blah, 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 blah. A powerful 7.0 earthquake was recorded around 10:44 a.m. So we were off. We're off on this story a lot. I hope you guys are safe, and I hope I got to you guys soon enough to get you guys away from it. About 60 miles offshore, Ferndale, California, according to the U.S. Geographical Survey. The USGS originally reported a magnitude 5.8 quake. Stockholm, California, 3 minutes after the 7.0 earthquake, but have since updated their data to reduce the quake to a magnitude. Crazy. So if you anywhere near earthquake, get away. Bobby's Way bus stop. Oh, there's an Amber Alert. Now, I don't know about this. If you guys are living in VA and you've seen the Amber Alert, look into it. If you find this person, get them locked up. We'll look into it, but more than likely, get them locked up. You know, sometimes some Amber Alerts go out because people are fighting over the kids. But if that kid's being abducted by some total crazy person or whatever, get them locked up. Lock them up. Listen, right? If you happen, what I would say is, like, dude, I'm not even going to get no bad information. Sergio Avila, I don't care about football. I don't. The FIFA World Cup. Amber Heard. Why do I remember this name? Oh, that's what's his name? What is dude's name, yo? What is the dude's name? I can't remember Paul's name. What was the guy's name from that show? Pirates of the Caribbean. The Pirates of the Caribbean dude. Amber Heard is expecting a second baby. The Aquaman actress. So is she Aquaman or is she the actress? 38 is expecting her second baby. People can exclusively confirm. What people, though? What people? Oh, this is on People magazine. Makes sense. A spokesperson for her. It's still quite early in the pregnancy, so you will appreciate that we do not want to get into much detail. What is going on? No, you don't need to know my name. Stop it. Stop it. No, we'll find something else. E-Online. Maybe E-Online ain't going to try to charge us for information. Amber Heard is pregnant, expecting a baby number 2. Now she got a reason to poop on beds. But let's get into the next one. GME. That's GameStop, right? Yeah, GameStop. GME. What's needed to sustain the momentum? Stop trying to get me to download stuff, y'all. We're not doing all that. Video game retailer GameStop GME has experienced bullish momentum this year, as no one can see in the chart below. As one can see in the chart below, and the company is set to report its fiscal Q3 earnings on fiscal Q3 earnings on December 10th. While the stock has often traded as a meme stock, the hype has embedded the company to raise billions through equity sales, making it cash rich despite ongoing declines in revenue. But that's because GameStop is not doing their stuff right? What GameStop should be doing, they should be an arcade now, right? GameStop, the company, should get into the arcade business. They got all these little places in the malls and everything. Nobody really has arcades no more. They got the game systems in there. It should just be you come in, nothing's on the shelves. Everything is ordered from online. They'll have a kiosk that you can sit there or whatever, turn it into an internet cafe. You come in there, you swipe your credit card, and you get to play games. And then if you like the games, they'll sell you the games. But like just have limited games, demos. Just like back in the old days, people would go in there and play demos and then buy the games. But in order to prevent theft and all the other crazy stuff in the world, just keep everything at a warehouse. Then you can minimize the footprint of the store. You can actually have a few game systems in there, bolted down and everything. And also, GameStop should get into selling phones. If GameStop became more of like a unlocked phone store / arcade, I think it could work. But it has to go to online sales. They don't need a whole bunch of GameStops all over the place. Sell off a lot of those locations. Sell off a lot of your locations. And the more locations you sell off, the better you guys will do. And sell off locations. Keep all your mall stores. Turn the mall stores into arcades. Turn the stores next to Walmarts into arcades. People still want to go in there and play with the arcades or whatever. Have it where you pay to get in. You have a little, like Dave & Buster's. Now you go into Dave & Buster's and you got the little card to play or whatever. You can buy tokens that get you on the game for a certain amount of time or other means or whatever, right? Put some gaming PCs in there. You guys know the deal. It's not hard to save GameStop. GameStop can be saved. They don't want to save it. They're like happy breaking that company down and taking what's left from it. Pat Fallon. Who's Pat Fallon? Trump stop trying to track me. Trump attempt hearing devolves into screaming match. Secret Service acting director Ronald Rose shouted at Rep. Pat Fallon. Oh, I don't even got the light on. My lighting was bad. Why ain't nobody tell me? Republican. We're just gonna listen to it. If they don't make us try to watch an ad. They always want us to watch an ad.
There could be money hidden here. And okay, getting pretty hot at this hearing, which is going on. This is the final hearing on the assassination attempts against President-elect Trump. Acting Secret Service Director Ronald Rowe is testifying about those two instances, but it got very heated with Republican Congressman Pat Fallon from Texas when they got into the issue of intelligence, Secret Service, and September 11th. But watch this.
Actually, Congressman, what you're not seeing is the sack of the detail out of the picture's view. And that is the day where we remember the more than 3,000 people that have died on 9/11. I actually responded to Ground Zero.
What does Trump got to do with 9/11, guys? Can we be realistic on this? What is going on? Man, can we stop? I want to watch this video and be able to pause it. Oh, that's why I got the keyboard. That's why I got the keyboard. Hold on, guys. We're going to see if we can fix some stuff that happened right here. We gotta watch a whole nother advertisement. Oh, Granger, that's for like.
At this hearing, which is going on. This is the final hearing on the assassination attempts against President. Service
Okay.
and September 11th. But watch this.
Actually, Congressman, what you're not seeing.
Now letting us
is
make
the
it
sack of
bigger.
the detail
They just want us to look at all these advertisements.
And that is the day where we remember the more than 3,000 people that have died on 9/11.
Were you the special agent in charge that?
What is going on with this joint?
Watch this.
How about to hit this on with a refresh? Sometimes refreshing can be enough.
At Libman, our family built the business with a passion for innovation and quality.
They got a way to get money off their advertisements. Fox News is definitely a hustler. They got a way to get money off these advertisements. They got a way to fix stuff.
Which is going on. This is the final hearing on the assassination attempts against President-elect Trump. Acting Secret Service Director Ronald Rowe is testifying about those two instances, but it got very heated with Republican Congressman Pat Fallon from Texas when they got into the issue of intelligence, Secret Service, and September 11th. But watch this.
Actually, Congressman, what you're not seeing is the sack of the detail out of the picture's view. And that is the day where we remember the more than 3,000 people that have died on 9/11. I actually responded to Ground Zero.
Okay, and this is when I say again, what does that have to do with 9/11? Stop showing this stuff, yo. I'm tired. Like, they just want me to see this video. I'm not gonna watch.
Do not invoke 9/11 for political purposes. Oh, I'm not. I'm invoking this. You are, sir. And you are out of line. I would like to ask him a question. Please. You are out of line. Order. Don't try to bully me. I am an elected member of Congress, and I'm asking you a serious question. And you are. I am a public servant who has served this nation, and you.
I'm an elected member of Congress, and I'm asking you a serious question.
Question. On our day, on our country's darkest day. Committee will come to order. Committee will come to order. I'm asking you serious questions for the American people, and they're very simple. They're not trick questions. Were you the special agent in charge that? No, I wasn't. I was there representing the United States Secret Service, sir. Mr. Ballin, your time's expired. Did not affect protective operations. Why you were there? Because you wanted to be visible, because you were auditioning for this job.
They is going in. They is screaming about this stuff, guys. They are screaming about this.
You endangered President Congressman, Vice President Harris's life because you put those agents out of position. Mr. Chairman, radio with Mr. Ballin, your time is expired. Mr. Chairman, did, sir, and you are out of line. Mr. Chairman, Mr. Chairman, Mr. Chairman. Yes, sir. Please. We are back in order now. We're back in order now. Thank you.
They're like, oh, you're an elected member of Congress. Can you please be civil?
Well, sometimes things get a little heated in these congressional testimonies, and obviously this is a topic that is enormously sensitive. I mean,
and we're going to get off of this before they try to expose us to this crazy stuff.
This country would be.
They got everybody watching this assassination. Everybody's going to be like, oh, Elon Musk saved us. He bought HighMark. Watch. I guarantee it. I guarantee it. Y'all gonna be like, oh, he was crazy, making stuff up. He did not know what he was talking about. No, I know what I'm talking about, guys. I know what I'm talking about. Elon Musk will buy HighMark. You don't think Elon Musk gonna buy HighMark? And I'm only back on this because it seems like, why is Dogecoin so high? That is crazy. I'm gonna look up Hawk. I want to see about buying this Hawk coin that they said fell down like crazy. Oh, it's not even on the thing. It's not even available to buy the Hawk coin. That's crazy. Why does it sound like that, yo? How can I, let me try to turn the mic on and off, see if I can denoise this mic. No wonder why everybody keep leaving. All right, can you hear me? Do I sound better now? Can I hear me? Can I hear me now? What about now? Trends.google.com. Maybe it was the heater. The heater was blowing. Can y'all hear me now? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? I know you guys can hear me. Can you hear me now? Oh, no, 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 no. Oh, no, 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 no. So we did the tsunami warning. Oh. Well, let me see if there's anything else that got up here. HighMark. We already know what that's about. Bobby Way bus. Pray for that little kid. Marissa Tomei. Marissa Tomei is going viral for a video of her defeating Fiverr time on her 60th birthday. All right, let me see. Oh, she's 60. If I look like that at 60, I'm gonna be happy. Matter of fact, if I look like that at 60, that means I got a surgery. Listen, I didn't even know who Marissa Tomei was until I saw this video all over Twitter with over 60 million views and did my research. Sue me. I haven't watched Chex Notes. My cousin Vinny's. That's my cousin Vinny's girl? Nah, dude, they got me on Twitter. And it's just it's nothing. Yo, that's crazy. Remember the girl from My Cousin Vinny that was like, no, that's impossible. Like, how is it impossible? Because that type of car don't do whatever. Blah, blah, so. And they're like, oh, wow. She does know what she's talking about. But the thing is, anybody that worked on cars knows every car is different, and there is not one mechanic that's going to be able to tell you the timing on an engine for a car. Now, some stuff like knowing the posi, which cars were posi and not posi at that time, possibly. But, like, that's like researching the car. Papa SU to play Severus Snape. Why are they going to make Snape black? Ain't Snape the bad guy? Why is the first black character in Harry Potter, like black main character in Harry Potter, got to be black? I mean, be a bad guy. Why are they making the bad guy black? Why don't we just make Harry Potter black? You got to make the bad guy black? That seems pretty racist to me. That's just me saying that, right? Like, okay, you want to put a black character in Harry Potter, right? Why is it the bad guy? Why is it the bad teacher? Why are you guys going to make the bad teacher in Harry Potter the only black guy in Harry Potter? Is there any black people in Harry Potter? I haven't seen it in years, but I know like the main characters are all white. You know? Maybe like Harry can get a girlfriend and she can be black. Maybe they can have a more powerful witch that shows up to the school and they can be black. Well, why is Snape going to be black? The teacher everybody hates. Shows you. A lot of the stuff they do, they only do it because they racist. They only do it because they racist. What's going on with CNN? Fox News Channel dominates cable news. Fox News Channel dominates cable news as CNN, MSNBC collapse to embarrassing weekly lows. This is from Fox News. And they're going to be talking about CNN. Fox News Channel averaged 1.4 million total day viewers and 2 million during prime time. Huh? What? Do you guys not see what they wrote? 1.4 million total day viewers, right? 1.4 million viewers in total in the day. but 2 million during prime time. Are them numbers reversed? You mean like 2 million total day viewers and 1.4 million just during prime time? That's a little bit more believable. They're fluffing their numbers. Hey, they all fluff their numbers though. That's how they get their advertising dollars. Viewers in 2 million during prime time to dominate cable news last week, while executives at MSNBC and CNN didn't have much to be thankful for, as both networks hit the plethora of historical viewership lows. CNN had its lowest rated week among total viewers since June 2001. During the week of November 25th, averaged only 268,000 compared to 1.4 million for Fox News. But how do you have a 1.4 million total and you get 2 million during prime time? Oh, I forgot. I don't know how to do math. I forgot 1.4 million was bigger than 2 million. And like I told you, what is that? The base brain bug. Some base heads over there at Fox News too. MSNBC managed 346,000 average total viewers, dumping CNN in the category despite dramatic viewership woes in other measurables. It was much of the same during prime time, as MSNBC covers 465,000 total viewers, while CNN drew 297,000 viewers. And most of their viewers are airport TVs and certain franchises that have deals to run CNN on the television all day. Yeah. You ever notice, like, you go to certain restaurants, like you go to Olive Garden, and they got TVs off in the corners, and it's usually CNN on the TVs. Yeah, that's an advertising deal. So basically, they're advertising themselves. Their views is just their advertising. So they get advertisers to pay to be on CNN, and then they end up paying people to show CNN on their TVs. Hey. Despite a busy news cycle, CNN had a smaller average audience from 8 to 11 p.m. than 29 other cable networks, including Bravo, TV Land, Freeform, Investigation, Discovery, FX, Food Network, and History. Well, that makes sense. Ain't too many people trying to watch the news all day. I guarantee more people watch the History Channel than CNN. I thought more people watch the History Channel than Fox News. Hey, though, everybody's on Twitter getting a little base brain bug. Developed by Elon Musk. CNN had its lowest week rating among the key demographics of adults aged 25 to 54 in nearly 30 years, averaging a dismal 41,000 viewers. And that's just the bars they show it at. That's just the bar viewers. From this group, converted by advertisers by MSNBC was even worse in critical category, averaging only 29,000 total day viewers. Wow. So I hit like 9,000 on a live stream the other week. Are you telling me that I'm competing with MSNBC and CNN? Now, most of them were in the key demographic. Hey, don't watch CNN, don't watch Fox News, don't watch MSNBC. Get your real news from WTFFN, work till Friday, fake news, or fun news, however you want to say it. WTF don't stand for nothing vulgar, nothing out there. I never even thought about what I did with that. Ernest versus Total. Oh, that's hockey. Pat Fallon. Oh, breaking news, guys. Breaking news. Matter of fact, I'm going to end this and start it back up, because this is a little bit more breaking, and I'll go on another rant about everything. This is a little bit more